The Scott Speedster Gravel 10 is one of the most versatile bikes on the South African market. Not only is this bike ideal for mixing about on the dirt and tar, but also acts as a prominent commuter bike. During our test of this incredible machine, we absolutely could not ignore the fact that this bike can do anything. Let's run through some of the features of this gravel bike. So the frame is made from alloy. Scott's specifically engineered it to be super stiff, super lightweight. On the fork side you've got carbon material and it's super rigid, so no compliance, but obviously carbon is slightly more flexible than aluminium, so you're going to get the benefits out of that too. The disc mounts on the fork and the frame are strategically placed to provide stiffness throughout the whole frame. The maximum stiffness of the frame allows you to save energy when turning the cranks and on long rides. Taking a look at the drivetrain, we've got a Shimano 105 setup, the 2x11 setup on the gears. Making up the drivetrain is a cassette with an 11 tooth and a 30 to 32 tooth on the higher ring. This gives you an excellent ratio if you want to switch it up on the dirt or if you want to keep it chilled on the road. This 2x11 speed drivetrain comes fully integrated with hydraulic disc brakes. If you take a look on the handlebars, you'll see that the shift levers are also nice and comfortable, exactly the same as a road bike, with Shimano's extra comfortable grips. The hydraulic disc brakes are designed to work seamlessly with the shifter as you pull the brake. So for any gravel bike, you've got to have a pretty decent set of wheels to comply with the amount of rough terrain that you're going to be riding on. With that, we've got Synchros Race 24 disc rim laced to Formula Team CL disc hub. The hubs are 28mm in diameter, giving you a power to stiffness ratio that's unmatchable. For the tyres, we've got Schwalbe G1 all-round tyre track, specifically designed for gravel grinding. It's designed to give you maximum grip throughout the trail. Sizing wise, it's a 700 by 35C, very cushy tyres, especially when rolling over the rough stuff. So all in all, from the wheels you've got some great stiffness, you've got some great stiffness coming from the frame. So let's take a look at the geometry. So on this particular demo bike, we're riding a large frame. The head angle sits at about 73 degrees. Pretty steep if you ask me. The current bottom bracket height on the large frame sits at about 282mm, so you've got some pretty decent clearance there. Once again, on the large frame, for the seat tube angle, we've got about 73.5 degree angle on that. Fairly comfortable, great for endurance riding, and I personally love it. You don't feel too stretched out on the bike, which is nice, because then you can easily hit the pedals hard when you have to. So we've talked quite a bit about the spec of the bike. Let's move on to how the bike performed on the test ride. As you could imagine, the bike performed naturally like a road bike. The slightly wider profile did give the bike a little bit more stability, especially on the climbs. The rugged 35mm tyres provided some good grip as well, especially on the dirt and on those climbs. On the road, it was low rolling resistance all the way, which I quite enjoyed. As I mentioned before, the thickness of the tyres provided some decent cushioning when you were rolling over rocks or roots when you hit the dirt. On the road, however, they did create a bit of a rubbery ride. It's fine, something we can all deal with. On the flat sections, I felt very much in control of this bike which meant I could pick up speed with ease. The Q factor of the pedals also made pedaling quite nice and easy. On the road you can get into a nice rhythm, you can pick up speed and cruise on home. The saddle padding remained quite forgiving all through the ride, despite spending quite a lot of time in it. What makes this bike brilliant for endurance racing is the fact that the saddle is so comfortable, the handlebars are comfortable, so you're going to feel more comfortable to go for a longer ride. Now on the road, this bike was not the most maneuverable thing we've ever ridden. And that's understandable since you've got a slightly fatter wheel, you've got a slightly wider profile, and the aerodynamics are also not that evident on the bike. However, the fork does present an aerodynamic feature which allows you to cut through wind very easily, especially on the descents. All in all, the bike does not have any area where it exhibits direct compliance on your body. Therefore, you are going to feel it a lot more, especially when you hit the dirt and you've got a lot of bumps. So going downhill, expect a bone rattling experience. Now the disc brakes on the bike are obviously not the lightest thing ever, but they do provide some excellent stopping power, especially when coming off those descents on the dirt. So despite having the hydraulic disc brakes and the slightly heavier drivetrain, this bike still manages to weigh in under 11 kgs at 10.10 kilograms in weight. So, our verdict? Sure, it's not the most highly spec bike we've ever ridden, but there is some great modifications that you can make to the bike to give you that extra high performance if you want. The bike is competitively priced at a recommended retail price of 25,000 Rand. Now that's great, that's a great price range, especially considering the fact that you are getting a Shimano 105 drivetrain out of the whole deal and some good quality synchronous components with that. All in all, the Scott Speedster Gravel 10 serves as an excellent adventure bike, whether you're just wanting to cruise for hours in the saddle on the tar, whether you want to quickly hit the trail for some single track fun. So you can ultimately push yourself further, and where the road ends, you can carry on. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button. Make sure you turn the post notifications on to stay up to date. Also, if you want to read the full test report, be sure to check out our website, sparkbikereview.com. The link will be in the description below. And we'll see you again next time. Cheers.